May I come in, sir?
Please correct.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir.
आफिया,
Yes, sir.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम, sir.
कैसी हैं?
Sir, मैं ठीक हूँ.
गुड। आपका लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश,
Yes,
उर्दू,
sir.
व्हाट?
Sir, English.
English.
Yes.
Okay. Your mother is a CDPO.
Yes, sir.
Have you visited any Anganwadi?
Yes, sir. I have visited Anganwadi centers.
One or many?
Sir, I think around 4 to 5.
4 to 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the services offered at the Anganwadi?
So, the nutritional needs of the children are being addressed. Immunization is being kept at track. There is a real-time monitoring of the immunization related to children, as well as the health and nutritional needs of pregnant women and adolescents is also taken into consideration.
That makes it 3.
Yes, sir. So recently there has been emphasis on the preschooling part also,
Yes.
according to the National Education Policy.
Yes.
And now playway method of teaching will be introduced in the age from 3 to 6
Yes.
in Anganwadi centers. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now, when you say monitoring of immunization, are they doing only monitoring, or they are immunizing the children themselves? The Anganwadi worker and A&M, they work in tandem, don't they?
Sir, as far as I am aware, Anganwadi worker is not responsible for immunization.
Who is?
So the A&M worker and the ASHA workers, they actually coordinate with the health department.
Yes.
They keep a track of how many children are to be immunized. They act as a center of immunization.
So between ASHA and A&M, who is the person responsible for immunization?
Sir, I'm not well aware about it.
Yes, ASHA is like Anganwadi worker. She is a generalist. She is not qualified to give an injection or give polio. So it is the A&M.
Yes.
What is the full form of A&M?
Sir, I'm not aware about it.
Okay. Since your mother is this CDPO, I thought she'll be talking about this the whole day at
Yes.
home. What are your hobbies?
So my hobby is cooking, particularly Kashmiri cuisine, and also interacting with children.
Interacting with children.
Yes, sir.
Who is the president of Hamdard National Foundation? You are working with Hamdard, are you
Yes,
not?
sir. Yes,
Who is
sir.
the head of Hamdard?
Sir, the study circle or national foundation? Sir, national foundation I am not aware about.
His study circle?
Sir, it's Samar Hamid, sir.
Samar Hamid.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me one thing.
Yes, sir.
What kind of problems you think you are likely to face as an officer in the Jammu and Kashmir State Service
Yes, sir.
after the bifurcation of the state, degradation of the state, and hiving off into 2 separate union territories? For all practical purposes, you would now be the officer in a civil service of a union territory,
Yes, sir.
not transferable to other union territories.
Yes.
That would be the only difference.
Yes.
You would stay probably in the valley itself.
Yes, sir.
Now, in that context, what would be the challenges you would face as a state civil servant?
Sir, do I have to tell in particular after the abrogation of 370?
Precisely.
Yes, sir. So I feel though the government is doing a lot in order to bridge the trust deficit, still people are not well connected with the government. There is a greater need and penetration of the civil servants, of the services being provided by the government. So gaining that trust within the public will be the first obstacle, I feel. Second, I feel that making the people aware about the various schemes, as people there are not mostly, due to the trust deficit, people are not aware about the schemes. So it will be like coming with the schemes to the people rather than the people coming to the government. That can prove an obstacle in my case also. I have to put double efforts in that direction.
I have another question. Some years ago, quite a
Yes.
few years back, I
Yes,
went to
sir.
Kashmir.
Yes,
There was
sir.
an old JNU student called Kahkasha Pirzada.
Yes,
She had qualified for the state civil service.
Yes, sir.
And then the feeling among some other students I had who were serving as IS officers was
Yes,
that
sir.
the state civil servants
Yes, sir.
had the ear of the top leaders, regardless of what party they were serving. They were given greater significance, and the IS posted deployed in the state was sidelined. This was the kind of feeling which IS officers in Sikkim also had.
Okay,
In
sir.
Northeast also they had.
Okay, sir.
Do you think that after the changes,
Yes, sir.
this kind of thing is reduced, or there would be more rancors between state civil servants and IS officers? Because now it may work the other way around. The IS officer in a UT run through the governor or the advisors would have a priority over state civil servants.
Sir, recently there has been a change in the. Yes, sir. So recently there has been a change in the Cadre policy, particularly with respect to the UT of J&K. Earlier, 50% of the candidates were from the state itself, but now it has been reduced to 25%. So that might have created an apprehension among the candidates prior to 370 abrogation, but I do not feel that there is such kind of discrimination among the state itself.
But does it work the other way around? How does it affect your career prospects? From 50% access to, you would be reduced to 25% access.
Yes, sir. So, but at the same time, there will be a positive impact in terms of efficiency of the administration. Having a heterogeneous set of civil servants will affect the growth of the other civil servants also.
Thank you. I'll pass you on to Ambassador Swaroop.
Yes, sir.
Afiya, what is the number one problem faced by the state of Union Territory rather now of Jammu and Kashmir? What is the top problem? There could be many.
Yes, sir.
Unemployment, etc. etc. What according to you is the number one problem?
Sir, I think it's the socio-economic development, particularly the unemployment rate, which is double digit, 23%. And because of which it has a multiplier effect on the other sectors also. It raises the security challenges also. It lowers down the economic prospectus of the state also. So I think that the unemployment is the top problem.
If you were in a position of responsibility as
Yes,
an
sir.
administrator, whatever, what would you do to tackle unemployment in Jammu and Kashmir?
Yes, sir. So mostly, if we see, we have a good literacy rate around 70%.
Yes.
So the youth is actually capable of. There is a good demographic dividend in the state itself. So the need is to skill them, to provide them with the resources. So I feel that I would work at the local level. For example, there is a lot of potential in food processing industries, in industries like silk, handicrafts. So I would work in that direction, develop the innovation and capability in the youth in terms of like agri-entrepreneurship projects, or going for agriculture or manufacturing, in particularly in IT services also. So I would try to leverage the resources at the local level to employ more and more youth and give them maximum skills possible.
Why is Kashmir only exporting apples? As you rightly said,
Yes,
we
sir.
don't see any food processing. Where is the real fruit juice of Kashmiri apples
Yes.
coming out from Kashmir? Even Dabur has a plant in Nepal.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
why is it that Kashmiri entrepreneurs have not invested in food processing?
Earlier there was a hesitancy in the investments prior to the abrogation of Article 370, but right now presently a lot of groups have been investing. For example, Lulu Group has invested in that direction. So investments are coming. And second, due to the security challenges, most of the companies were having this apprehension of not investing in a conflict-prone zone. Now the situation has been improving since 2 years.
Now, many people, in fact, the conventional wisdom, at least before the abrogation of Article 370, was that that Pakistan is part of the solution of Jammu and Kashmir. What is the current view, and what is your view? Is Pakistan an interested party in Jammu and Kashmir, or it is not?
Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India, and I think that no other country has a say in that respect. It is a part of India's sovereignty and integrity, and Pakistan is not the part of the dialogue in that respect.
Now, the G20 is being held in India,
Yes,
and
sir.
I think one of the events will be held in Jammu and
Yes.
Kashmir.
Yes.
And Pakistan is saying that is disputed territory, we
Yes,
should
sir.
boycott it. They are trying to encourage China also
Yes,
to
sir.
not attend it. So you think it was the right decision to hold it in Jammu and Kashmir, or it was the decision might be counterproductive if Turkey, Pakistan, China decide to boycott it?
So I think this is a right decision to actually hold such a summit, because as I already told that J&K is an integral part of India. So anybody any country cannot influence the foreign policy of India or any domestic action which is being taken inside India. If it is being fruitful for the domestic economy, fruitful for the foreign policy of India, we don't have to take the opinion of other countries, Pakistan or maybe China.
But Pakistan claims that even in the Shimla agreement, the final
sir.
resolution of the Kashmir issue was left unresolved.
Yes,
So they
sir.
say that as far as they are concerned, the dispute still continues.
So that is their stand.
What is our stand?
So J&K is an integral part of India, and
Then what was the issue of resolving the J&K issue in the Simla agreement then?
so
If
it
we
was
say it is
actually-
our part, then
Yes,
there is
sir.
nothing left to resolve.
So it was actually about the drawing of line of control. They are occupying illegally the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. That is India's concern also.
So when we talked about the unresolved business, it was of taking Pakistan out of that 1/3 part of Kashmir that they occupy and ensuring that the entire Jammu and
Yes,
Kashmir
sir.
as it existed
as well as
pre
drawing the
1947.
peaceful boundary, line of control. Line of control was being drawn after the 1972 Shimla Agreement.
Okay, I pass you on to Dr. Singh.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Afiya, you have given very good and crisp answers. And I would like to understand from you, from your maturity, that you are
Yes.
posted as a district magistrate or a superintendent of police in a district
Yes.
in your state.
Yes.
What are the 3 steps that you will take? The 3 steps that you will take to win the confidence of the people
Yes,
in
sir.
your district.
Yes, sir.
Because winning the confidence is the
Yes.
first priority of any Kashmiri administrator.
Yes. So I would first try to identify the problems, particularly as a DYSP. That would be particularly in respect of the law and order. So first I would try to identify those elements which are actually creating conflicts or which are not good for the society. I will try to target those elements. Second, I would target the youth, which are vulnerable to radicalization, and I would accordingly do some programs in that respect in order to get them back into the mainstream. For example, recently government has been taking a lot of steps to in respect of the sports development in order to keep youth in discipline. So that would be some of the steps I would take for the youth. Third, I would try to develop the social fabric in a good way. For example, I would try to link to the religious leaders. I would try to tell them to appeal to the common masses to maintain communal harmony, to maintain peace in the society, which will have a positive impact on the law and order itself.
I'm happy you've mentioned all these wonderful points.
Yes, sir.
Now, the second aspect of this, more than in any other state in the country, in Kashmir,
Yes, sir.
Union Territory, there is an aspect of human elements in administration.
Yes, sir.
What works in Uttar Pradesh will not work in your state,
Yes, sir.
and what works there will not work in UP.
Yes, sir.
So the human elements of administration, which is a subject in the National Academy of Administration and National Police Academy, what do you think you will focus on when you, again, you are a deputy SP, not a deputy SP, as a superintendent of police or district magistrate? What will you say that you belong to everyone and everyone in your charge belongs to you?
Yes, sir. So, as far as the development of human resources is concerned, I think that I need to first read about the area. I need to understand the history, geography, culture, everything in order to have a better understanding of the problem the area is facing. So, second, I would try to build a link with the human resource. I would try to bridge in order to develop a good social capital. The bridging I can do with the help of various NGOs, various self-help groups. It would not be on my only part. I would take the help of other civil society and other stakeholders also. So I think that would help to build a good social fabric and human resources in that respect.
Very good. Now, my last
Yes.
question to you.
Yes, sir.
You are the district magistrate,
Yes, sir.
and you have a choice of
Yes, sir.
appointing a tehsildar or maybe a station house officer.
Yes, sir.
There are two candidates. One is very competent,
Yes, sir.
but a little corrupt.
Yes, sir.
One is less competent, but very honest.
Yes,
You
sir.
understood the
Yes, sir.
question? One is extremely competent.
Yes, sir.
आपके मुंह से हुक्म निकला और उसने पूरा किया,
Yes,
लेकिन
sir.
he is a little corrupt, little
Yes.
substantially corrupt.
Yes, sir.
And the other is absolutely honest, but not as competent.
Yes, sir.
He is rule driven. This is not possible. It cannot go. Which one will you choose and why?
Yes, sir. Sir, if it is about choosing the one among the two, I would choose the one who is being honest, though he is being less competent, but I would rather look up to means in order to increase his capability, because an honest officer is more is a good resource as compared to a competent but corrupt officer. At the same time, I will check what are the lacunas being present in the department under which the various competent officers are using it in terms of corruption. I would try to eliminate such elements also. So my preference would
I
be...
stand corrected. This is not going to be my last question. Your
Yes.
wonderful answer has prompted me to ask another question.
Yes, sir.
You are the superintendent of police. What channels of information will you ensure to get actionable intelligence? Because a superintendent of police is as efficient as the channels of information.
Yes, sir.
Since your answers are so mature, I'm tempted to ask you, this will be my last question, I
Yes,
assure
sir.
you.
Yes.
What will be your channels of information and how will you upgrade them, mobilize them and activate them?
Yes, sir. Sir, I can give you an example in that respect. If we consider the border areas, it's being said that the residents of border areas are the eyes and ears of the army. So I would use those human resources. It depends on the area itself. Second, I would try to use technology as much as possible. For example, we are coming with drone surveillance. We are coming with the satellites like Cartosat. I would try to use technology and surveillance in that respect and connect to the masses in the same direction. I would connect to the leaders, particularly of the village, not particularly like Panchayati, Raj Sarpanch and all. I would try to connect to the religious leaders also. That can also prove a good source of information to me, that through which I can look up to the core problems which are being present in the society. I think the main source of information are the common masses. Getting well connected to them can prove fruitful rather than looking for alternative ways.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Outstanding is the word.
Thank you. Afiya.
Outstanding.
Yeah, really.
Absolutely fantastic.
You are the best candidate we have introduced so far, and you are not for UPSC or for the state service.
Thank you so
You
much.
बताइए, you said POK is illegally occupied by Pakistan. When and if it comes back, how many Vidhan Sabha seats are reserved for POK?
Sir, I'm not well aware, but it's around 12 or 13 seats,
24.
24 seats. Thank you, sir,
Right.
for the information.
Okay. You are absolutely brilliant. There
Thank
might
you,
be a question about hijab.
Yes, sir.
What you should do is, पहले तो ये बताएं कि आप have you appeared in UPSC exam also?
Yes, sir, but I couldn't qualify. The
How many
prelims.
times did you appear
Sir, 5 times.
in UPSC?
Yes, sir.
And twice in J&K.
Yes, sir.
And this is the second time, and you are qualified for the
Yes, sir.
interview.
I'm very surprised about
Yes.
your UPSC performance. You are absolutely
You are brilliant.
Amazing, absolutely brilliant.
and you combine it with a level of maturity and articulation which is outstanding.
Yes, sir.
The best
Sir,
candidate today, sir.
And you sound honest.
Yes,
You know, because sometimes the answers are contrived,
Yes.
artificial.
Yes.
You don't really mean it, but it was coming from your heart. So
Yes.
that's a good thing.
Yes.
So let's hope that this is a step to your UPSC next
Yes,
year. You have many more years.
Yes.
Do you have any question?
Yes, sir. So my question was about the attire. I'm going to wear this only.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
Yes, sir. So some of my friends told me that this is a dull color.
No.
The duller the better in civil service.
So it's sober color. This is a good color.
Okay, sir. So regarding the blazer, does contrast work in that?
No. Yeah, absolutely. You
आप
are
बहुत बढ़िया-
perfectly dressed. आप बहुत अच्छा, स्मार्टली ड्रेस, बिल्कुल कोई चिंता ही नहीं. दो चीजें आपको करनी चाहिए.
Yes, sir.
एक तो डैफ अपना पिकअप करके
Yes, sir.
सारे क्वेश्चन हमने डैफ से ही पूछे.
Yes, sir.
So, but we had no time. If we had 2 hours, we would have asked you 50 more questions.
Yes, sir.
What would have been those 50 questions we
Yes,
would have asked you?
Yes.
So please identify 100 potential questions from your draft.
Yes.
Okay, and prepare the answer.
Yes,
One.
sir.
Secondly, what newspapers do you read?
So I'm reading The Hindu and Indian Express. Meanwhile, these days I'm also reading Times of India. I'm just going through this
Okay.
in case I find something.
Yeah,
unlinked.
the first two which you mentioned are the best papers.
Yes, sir.
So stick to them. Any
Yes, sir.
other extra
Sir, and
off
the
and on that is fine.
local newspaper
Yeah.
also.
But
yes.
Do you take down notes from the newspapers?
Yes, sir, I do take.
Every day.
Yes.
Very nice. So have a
Yes.
diary, at least 5 items every day.
Yes, sir.
Write down all the details
Yes,
to
sir.
remember.
Yes.
One item, one page for
Yes.
convenience. Okay.
Yes, sir. So I had earlier also given a mock, and they were saying that I am too serious and I don't
Come on,
smile.
don't be funny.
No,
No,
you're
perfect.
you're perfect. You're
Absolutely
except
perfect. Very
except be a
balanced.
little louder. That's all.
Okay, sir.
You are smiling when it is necessary. You are not
Okay.
unnecessarily cheerful. You are
Okay, sir.
measured.
Yes.
You are articulate. You are succinct. I don't think that should be
The
very.
voice is very well modulated, but one
Yes.
suggests that don't sit as if in the Savdhan position.
Okay, sir.
Just as you're sitting in a drawing room, as sir says.
Try and
relax,
put
be
your hands
relaxed.
together. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Be
better.
relaxed.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
You're
so much.
perfect. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You'll make
All
it.
the very best. You'll make
Thank
it in
you so
whichever
much.
examination you appear.
Thank you, sir.
Inshallah.
Thank you, sir.